Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. How is everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. If you guys were on with me Tuesday, you know that I was having some technical difficulties. But really, it wasn't too bad because what I had done is when I came on to my Facebook Live, I went onto my personal page and not my business page here. So many of you were looking for me and couldn't find me, and that is why. So if you, I ended up posting the video, sharing it to my business page here. So I hope you were able to watch that. We had some, a lot of people came on and had a great time talking to people and stuff. So I am oh, hello Lou. Hey Andy, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Andy. You're up early this morning, I guess, huh? Are you cooking? I know Lou, you're not cooking, you're going out. I am cooking, but I'm going to my son and daughter-in-law's house. So I started things this morning and taking a little bit of a break before I have to go up and finish it all. So I thought I'd come in early with you guys today. As promised the other day, I am going to show you guys how to make this little bite-sized candy wrapper. I am going to tell you, I have been making some of these and practicing because I want to make sure I didn't goof up on camera today. So I've been practicing, and these are so quick and fun to make. If you guys work, this is a great way to give your coworker a little gift. Do a baby shower. So I'm going to put this up closer. So see, they're just little square, and they are so easy to make. So let's get going, okay? I'm going to move down and put it on my work surface. Let me move all this. So I am watching on my computer, so I will be able to help. And as I told you guys the other day, Yvonne Salinger from South Carolina is the one that gave me this little wrapper on stage as a swap. And she was so kind that she gave instructions with it. So I am using, to decorate it, the Garden Impressions 6x6 Designer Series paper. One of these 2 or 3 look like they're going to be the right size. So let's take these out. As you guys can see here, I have a bunch of cardstock already cut pre-sized. So it measures 4 by 4.5 inches. And what I did is I just went through my scraps and found some pieces that I could just make a bunch of these. So I'm going to use this Calypso, no, this is Flirty Flamingo, because I think that would go good with this, don't you? So once again, it's cut 4 by 4.5. Okay, and then on your 4-inch side, and I'll score this twice for you so you guys can see how it's done. So your 4-inch side is along the top of your score tool. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch, at 1 inch, at 1.5 inches. Now we're going to skip. We're going to go all the way to the 2.5 inch, 3 inch, and 3.5. Okay? So then we're going to turn it so that the 4.5 inch side is at the top here. And we're going to score at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. So you're going to have a 1/2 inch little tab here. And what that is for is to tape it together. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside real quick. And let me see if I do it on a little bit darker piece, if you can see better. So get your pencils and your paper out. We want the 4-inch top at the top. So with the 4-inch edge along the top, we're scoring at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5. Now we're going to skip over to the 2.5 inch, 3 inch, and 3.5 inch. We're going to turn our paper a 1/4 turn so the 4.5 inch side is at the top, and we're going to score this at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. Okay, That's all we need our score pad for, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to go back to my Flirty Flamingo piece. Now what we need to do is you need to score, or we've already scored it, so we need to burnish this. And here's my scoring, my bone folder. So we're going to fold and burnish on all of our score lines. This is important because it helps make it easier to maneuver and fold the candy wrapper correctly. So on the 1/2 inch side here, 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch. Okay, so we've burnished on all of these. Now what we want to do is we want to take out our envelope punch board. We haven't used this in quite a while. I do make quite a few envelopes with this, but I just haven't shown it on here very often lately. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you. This is actually going to fold and attach this way. So what we want to do is we want to fold over on our 1/2 inch line. Okay, on that 1/2 inch score, there's a 1 inch score on this side and a 1/2 inch score on that side. And then we're going to take this in and line it up. Let me see if I can get this a little bit closer for you. We're going to line it up to the 1 inch line here. And we're going to punch. Maybe. There. So we punched that out. Now what we want to do is we want to take it and fold it on the next score line, put it in, and score at the 1 inch line, or punch at the 1 inch line again. Fold over, put it in. I think I have some little pieces in here. Yeah. Okay, fold over, put it to the 1 inch line, and punch. Now on the last one, put it at the 1 inch line and punch. Okay, so we've got that all done. Now we're going to turn it over, and the same thing. We're going to fold it over, put it to the 1 inch line, and punch. And you're just going to continue doing that until you have all your spots punched. Pretty easy, huh? So the only thing you have to remember is the 1 inch line and to keep punching here. Now you are going to have one last little punch, and that is going to be on the edge. So now we want to put it in flat, and we're going to punch at the 1 inch line there, flip it over, and the 1 inch line there. Now the reason for that is so that when we line it up here with where we're going to adhere it together, it's going to have the punch and not be left out. Now you're going to need a piece of designer series paper that measures, you're going to need 4 of them that measure 7/8 by 7/8. So I think this is only 3/4. Let's see, 7/8. So I am going to take and cut these into 4 little squares that measure 7/8 by 7/8. Now the 7/8 line is not the smallest line towards your 1 inch, it's the next big line. So you're going to measure those all. Now you could do them a little bit larger too at the 16th. You could do it at 15/16 if you'd like, but then you wouldn't have that much of a border. Let's put that to the side. I'm going to get out my silicone mat, and I am going to use the floral side. So I want to make sure that I don't get all my adhesive all over my work surface. So that's why I've got my silicone mat, and I'm just going to go ahead and put snail on the backs of each one of these. Oops. Oh. You know, I don't know what's been going on with my computer lately, but however, I've had it plugged in overnight and it's still not charged. It's just told me that my battery was low. So I'm going to have to check my screen again to see for any comments. Now we're just going to center this inside each square. Just like this. And it doesn't really matter if they line up, if they match up with the one before, because you're really not going to see those up against each other. If visually you were going to see them right next to each other like that, then I would make sure that when I cut it, I put them in an order. Okay. Now we need to put some tape here. I'm going to reach for my fast fuse. You could also do the tear-in tape if you have that, but you do want a strong tape, stronger than the snail. Okay, now what you do is you're going to fold this over in half, and you're going to fold this entire thing in half like that. By doing that, your edge is going to line up perfectly, just like that, because it's in half. As long as you cut and scored correctly. Okay, this is our little holder now. Now, all you're going to do is push in on those, and what I do is I push it like that. Push in, and like that. So you could give these like this, but what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some ribbon. Let me go for our, I believe this is our, Daffodil Delight. I'm going to have to get my scissor snips here. You guys know that you should always have one pair of scissors that you only use for ribbon. I shouldn't even be cutting this cellophane with it. In fact, I might not be cutting this cellophane with it because I can't get it underneath. You don't want to cut the ribbon. So let's go. Got some sad news the other day. I was talking to my brother, and it ends up my nephew is in the hospital for Thanksgiving. Yes, we don't know if he got a cut on his elbow or something, and it was getting infected, and his hand was all swollen up, and a point on his elbow was all swollen. Well, it got so bad that he had to go in for surgery yesterday. Because they don't know what is causing the infection, and they wanted to get in and take a look at it. So he is spending his Thanksgiving in the hospital with a drain tube in his elbow. And believe me, it doesn't look pretty. He sent me a picture last night. It was kind of gross if you ask me. But so my brother and sister-in-law and Eddie are spending the day in the hospital, so I want to give them a shout out and wish them a happy Thanksgiving. I'm hoping Eddie watches this today. He gets his mom on. Okay, so you only need to tie it once. You don't want to tighten a knot because they'll never get it off. You could do a little bow if you wanted. I cut this down a little bit more. Then at this point, you're going to fill it with a piece of candy. I don't have a piece of candy right now. And then you're going to close this one up. And then you would tie this one the same way for a little treat holder. Isn't this just adorable? Look at that. Do a baby theme for a baby shower. How about a wedding shower in a black and white theme, or even for a New Year's party? These are called crackers or poppers. Over in the UK and Europe they do that, but they fill it with other things and then they actually kind of pull them. And that's what the inspiration for this type of a candy wrapper was. Not that this is how they make them, because I believe we made them with my kids, and we used a toilet paper holder, and we filled it with different stuff, and then put tissue paper around it and wrapped it up, and tied on each end like this. And then at New Year's, they pull it and say Happy New Year and whip the stuff up in the air. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's little candy bite. Whoops, having trouble moving this back up again. And Andy, are you going to share those instructions with us? Yes, I'll share the instructions with you. I will put them in a comment below. Oh, hi Eddie. I am glad that you're on here. Hey, you know what? I feel for you today being in the hospital, and your elbow really did look gross, I'm going to tell you. I ended up showing Dave this morning, and he couldn't believe it. So I'm going to be talking to you later, and I hope that they have found something out after surgery yesterday on what's causing it. And hi, Karen. Welcome, welcome. We missed you at Coffee in a Club last month. Hope you can make this month or next month in December. So I wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope that you make some of these. And I will put the instructions below, the measurements and stuff. Andy, have a great day. All of you, happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye. Oh, great job, Lou. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.